Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to share with you how meditation took me from literal rock bottom to changing my life. And I'm going to be sharing with you how meditation changed my life. All right. So meditation has done everything for me, from clear my mind to help me get $100,000 out of debt, to get over breakups, to get over heartbreak, to get over challenges in life, in business, in my personal mindset, with family, whatever it is. So I just wanted to make this quick little video on my channel. For those of you that are watching, you know my name is Omar Elatar. I'm the host and creator of the Passionate Few podcast. You can check out the links in the description down below for the 100 multi-billion, multi-million dollar interviews that I've had with some amazing people. But anyways, along my journey of quote unquote my version of success and living my dream, I heard of meditation so many times early on. In my teens and early 20s, I had heard about it. I think I had tried it in many capacities, but to be honest, meditation for me has changed my life, whether it's TM, Transcendental Meditation, or any of the other myriad of forms of it, in the sense that it got me to do three main things. Number one, slow down, which is so important, and I'll elaborate on that. But that is probably the number one foundational thing, is that it gets you to slow down in a real way, not in a momentary way, but it gets you to, when you close your mind for 5 to 10 to 15 minutes, your mind goes from being on the hamster wheel of, how all of us go, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, oh shit, I got to do this, oh, I got to do that, oh, I forgot to do this, I need to do that thing, oh, I need to call the person, I need to send the email, I need to do that, right? Like the mind is nonstop like that. And so what meditation allows you to do is just like all that loudness, just like close your eyes, go internal, and you'll see in the beginning, let's say it's a 5 or 10 or 15 or 20 minute meditation, whatever it is, or longer. I've even done hour-long meditations. But what I find is that on a practical level, meditation, and this is for you if you've been thinking about meditation, you're learning about it, you want to, get a secondhand experience from it. Trust me, I thought it was weird, but I tried to change my life. First way, like I said, is it gets you, while you close your eyes for that amount of time, to, in the beginning, it'll be racing and racing and racing and racing. And then little by little, 20% of the way in, 25% of the way in, starts to slow down a little bit. And you start to see that you're thinking about the same 5 or 6 things in a flurry of intensity. No, got to do this, got to do that. But the problem is, kind of like driving, the faster you go, the less you see. What meditation does is it allows you automatically, you don't have to do anything. A lot of times people are like, well, what do I do? Or how do I do it right? For me, the way I do it, the way I advocate it, at least at this point in my journey, having done it for, probably the last 5, 6, 7 years or so, is to really just let it do what it does. Close your eyes and just breathe until the timer goes off. Literally, that's it. I try to focus on my breath, and I let the thoughts go where they may, and I come back to my breath. The goal is not to do anything or think anything. You can set intentions to think through things. What I find is that first 25% of the way through, it starts to slow down a little bit, and now those 5 or 6 or 10 or however many things that were cycling super intense now start to go a little bit slower. And then 50% of the way a little slower, 75% of the way a little slower. And what I mean by slower is not that you're artificially manipulating it to be slow, but the process of your brain seeing the same things over and over starts to happen in slow motion. And so why this is powerful is now you get to see the separation between you and the thoughts, between the separation between you and the emotions, the separations between you and the beliefs and the judgments all about it. And so now you become the observer of thought, right? You become the policer of thought, right? The monitor of thought, not the reaction or the impulse of thought, right? You think about an issue naturally day to day. We're like, oh, I got to do this. Oh, this bill. Oh, this financial issue. Oh, this person. Oh, this situation, right? Naturally, a lot of us are super reactive. But what meditation allows you to do is kind of see it, slow it, feel it, understand it, and you start to naturally lead to number 2, which is you start to emotionally appropriate a situation, and you start to see it for what it is, not worse than it is, right? You start to appropriate the situation. And so often, and I say this all the time, and I share this with so many people I train and coach and I've worked with, but basically people don't have people don't have business problems. They have personal problems that reflect in their business, right? People don't have business problems. They have personal problems that reflect in the business. And so a lot of times the personal challenges we have are internal constraints of thought, internal constraints of identity, of judgment on ourselves. And so it's these internal bottlenecks that tend to manifest in the external world. And I don't mean to sound metaphysical, or like woo-woo, but the truth is that when you go internal and slow things down, you start to emotionally appropriate and become a better emotional manager of the situation. And you start to see things that you wouldn't normally see simply because of how you changed the way you're looking at it from an emotional standpoint. So I'll give you an example. How many times in your life has a situation, a person, a conversation, whatever it is, challenge come up, it triggered you right away, and you emotionally reacted to it? Even if you didn't react externally, you internally reacted to it. It festered you up, got you going, boiled your blood, was on your mind, you couldn't sleep, you couldn't think, you couldn't eat, whatever it is, right? We've all been there. And so what I found is that meditation allows me, because you sit with something and the habit of habitually repping it, not even trying to. A lot of the stuff, by the way, and I'll get into the third thing shortly, but a lot of the benefits, and there's way more than three, but for the sake of this video, I'm going to leave it on three, is it allows you to emotionally see things like a heartbreak as like, well, why did that happen? Well, what's good about this? Well, what's the opportunity here? Well, why didn't that work out? Or what's good about the fact that it didn't work? And you start to emotionally associate it in a way that you wouldn't if you naturally were just reactive and thinking reactionary thoughts. And you're also building the muscle of creating that separation between you and the thought. And what I've noticed about some of the most successful people in the world, not just in business, but whatever the goal or project is that they're committed to the association between their internal world and their external world. And the more you can master your emotions and your thoughts on the inside, not through hard work and pushing yourself per se, which could be part of it, but just from introspection, just from an introspective, calm understanding of oneself perspective, well, now you rep that muscle of learning how to do that over and over. And that muscle translates to business, to life, to health, to decisions in other areas. And so now you can start to progress in many a category, and all of us have different categories we're working on. So that's kind of number two. The one thing that I noticed about the third thing, number three, and perhaps the most interesting, right? Because in number one, I talked about the fact that it allows you to slow down, right? And then number two, I talked about the fact that it allows you to emotionally appropriate how you handle things, which translates to a lot of other things. Because if you think about it, some of the biggest challenges in all of our lives are triggered by emotions. Think about the worst business decisions you've ever made, the worst financial decisions you've ever made, probably related to your emotions. Think about the most challenging relationships. Think about maybe diet or eating, right? A lot of that stuff is rooted in emotional management, or the inability to manage emotions effectively. And so through various coping mechanisms, or unfortunately through unhealthy decisions or partners or whatever it is, we learn through trial and error, like, okay, we don't want this to happen. Unfortunately, most of us have to go through a lot of external trimming of the fat, if you will. But what I find that meditation does is that it allows me, like I said earlier, to see things for how they are, okay? And that leads me to number three, is that meditation has given me the ability to enhance and clarify my vision, okay? Now, there's a great expression that says, without a vision, people perish, right? They say a man without a goal or a vision is like a boat without a rudder, right? You'll end up on the rocks. And so without having some sort of engine, without having some sort of fire, without having some sort of vision that's clarified, a lot of times it's hard to create momentum. Most people who live their dreams, most people who pursue things, whether it's being a millionaire or getting in shape, right, which I'm actively working on now, and whatever it is for you, the relationship, the situation you want to be in, the business, the team you want to attract to help you, the place you want to be in life, where you want to live, what you want to do, a lot of that stuff, a lot of times, to be honest with you, you can trace the fact that you don't have it to the fact that you're not crystal clear on what it is that you truly want. You're not truly emotionally associated to it in a way where you see the path. Even if you don't see the steps, you at least see the path illuminated, and you have enough conviction to the path and the vision that the steps kind of pull you in that direction, or you at least know what to imperfectly do next. A lot of times when you're stuck and don't know what to do, a lot of times that comes from a lack of clarity of the vision. And so what I find is that while people work hard, they can have passion, they can have enthusiasm, they can have drive, they can have the business, they can have whatever. But if you don't have the ability to calm your mind, you don't have the ability to manage your emotions, and you don't have the ability to crystallize and clarify your vision, iterate that vision over time, well, you're not going to have the three main components to really strengthen that firepower and resolve from within to execute on the plan ahead, right? They say you can go from one side of the country to another, only seeing 20 feet of headlight. Like say you're in a car, 20 feet of headlight in front of you. You don't need to see the hundreds of miles or thousands of miles between you and the goal from when you start to see how you'll get there. You just need to see the light in front of you. And what I find is that meditation allows me to find the light within. And think about how many people in this world go to books and seminars and all these events. And don't get me wrong, those are amazing. I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars myself on coaching and mentorship and going to events and on learning and all that. But honestly, truth be told, in my heart of hearts, while I have learned a ton, I have always found that being guided by my compass, like a compass, like a map, the internal guidance is something that you have to build a relationship with in yourself, and it's inside. So you could spend your whole life looking outside for things, but you'll never find it, because the truth, the vision, the clarity, the emotional management, the ability to slow things down and see things for what they really are, see your heart and your soul for what you really are, is inside of you. And most of us spend all day long scrolling and looking around at life. How many times have we sat down, closed our eyes, and turned those eyeballs, instead of outward, turned those eyeballs inward and looked inside, in silence for 20 minutes while breathing? When you do that, you hear new things about yourself. You discover new things about yourself. You have new conversations with yourself, and you get acquainted with yourself in a whole new way that will change your life, that will get you to see the angle of, what if I did this, this, and this to sell these programs that would get me out of $100,000 in debt? What if I see this, this, and this about why that relationship didn't work? What if I see this, this, and this about this decision I have to make and I'm unsure of how to proceed? Not by going anywhere, not by drinking anything, not by smoking anything, but rather simply by closing your eyes, going inside, and just listening to what your soul already has inside of you, if you just give it the opportunity to talk for 20 minutes. Think about it. We're alive for 24 hours a day, every day, nonstop for years. How much time have you spent having conversations with your eyes closed internally with yourself? I promise when you do, those conversations will change your life. And very often, unfortunately, most people don't change until they hit rock bottom or a crazy situation. And only then do they have those internal conversations with themselves. Think about it in your own life. I bet you, and if I'm right, please subscribe or join my free community or check out my coaching programs down below. You can apply in the applications or follow me on social media. Let me know you loved it or want to be a part of it. But trust me, I bet you that most of the most honest conversations you've had with yourself are during tough times of heartbreak, of anxiety, of fear, of being broke, of not being in a good place. And only then do we start talking to God. Only then do we really get our business together. Only then do we really often get our health together. Only then do we get out of the relationship, when things get so bad and so extreme that we force, people call it meditation, but the word doesn't matter. It's the experience of going within and giving yourself time and space to listen, to reflect, to have conversations with yourself in a world where everyone is so social that we never have a personal conversation with ourselves. And when you do, I promise those conversations will change your life, because everything on the outside you want starts with conversations that you're not currently having on the inside. Those conversations happen when you close your mouth, close your eyes, go within, and breathe through whatever you're going through. Clarity will come from there, and clarity is power. So anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to share it with a friend if you thought it was valuable. Comment down below. Let me know if you have any questions. Again, I'm doing a free 100-day video challenge, sharing things from the heart and soul that have inspired me. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you enjoyed this. And again, you can follow me on my free social media. There's a link down below. Also, join my free SKOOL community to help you grow your brand or business or learn more concepts like this. We do a ton of cool content. Or check out the interviews on the Passionate Few podcast. Again, all that is in the description down below, and our team will get back to you right away. So thank you so much, and God bless you. Please subscribe. Would mean the world to me if you enjoyed this. And ask questions below. I'm creating a 100-day video series where I'm doing 100 videos in 100 days, sharing these raw, real thoughts from the heart, unscripted, no thumbnail, no nothing. I might get better with time, but anyways, it's that. All right, much love. God bless. Thanks for listening. Go meditate. Try it. Close your eyes. Set a timer for 5 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Don't worry about all the rules online. Don't worry about not doing it right. Try it. Try it for 3 days in a row. Trust me, it'll change your life. 5, 10, 20 minutes could get you back hours, days, years of your life and your dreams. Peace and happy meditation, folks.